I was getting ready to actually get some sleep, and I'm coming across a video that Graham Elwood did. We were speaking on this Pentagon report they did, reporting on climate change over the next 20 years and how it will affect the military. Now, as this article I'm reading says, the initial instinct would be to applaud any Trump administration report acknowledging climate change. But a closer read shows in many ways the report falls short, meeting congressionally mandated legal standards. Highlights 5. It's not prioritizing or ranking what specific military installations are more vulnerable to climate change. It's not methodology and analysis are unclear and lacking. It's not mention or address highly relevant recent climate reports. It's not discuss the costs. It's not forward looking. Okay, let's get to the meat of this. I used to watch a show I used to listen to a show called Coast to Coast when I was a kid. I still listen to some on YouTube. I was like really into, I was a goth. We used to go hang out. We used to go walk around, hang around, mess around graveyards and stuff. Done that a couple times, yeah. We do a lot of stupid shit. Yeah. It was like ironic because I was a black white boy. Don't lie about it. And I like Coast to Coast because there was a lot of sci-fi stuff. I'm a big sci-fi fan to this day. And they used to talk about, there's a word for it, disclosure. Which basically is the government has, this is their idea. The government has all this information on the aliens, and know about the aliens, and at some point, they're going to reveal it. Now, are they going to reveal it, kind of like sneaky, or are they going to reveal it all at once? This is disclosure. You understand? This is like that movie, it's a movie where this guy was talking about how we don't want anybody to know until everybody knows. They want to walk the government through how they were going to respond to a pandemic, in essence. Now, this article is not about stopping climate change. Because Graham Elwood put some good ideas out there about why don't we put some kind of, pipes and stuff to where when there's flooding, the water goes to other areas and stuff like that. Well, all that makes sense. We need to understand something. This is about the corporate capitalist class. This isn't about me. This isn't about you. We don't matter. We don't. And our military is running shotgun for these multinational industries, keeping the access open for their oil, keeping the access open for all the other resources in the Middle East and all over the world. That's what the military does. That's what they've been doing over the last 30, a lot of folks say longer. I'll say over the last 20, 30 years. That's what they've been doing for the most part. Keeping the access open for these multinational corporations. So this isn't about you and me. I used to listen to this podcast. And it's a socialist podcast. These guys are gun owners and stuff. It's weird. It's on YouTube. But it's not on SoundCloud. But they talk about how, all this stuff where they're spying on you and tracking you, the NSA, well, you have private corporations doing that too. And they put it together. I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist in a way, but they put it together in a way I couldn't think of. That these security organizations are going to get worse and more dangerous, and they're going to have the same tools to spy, to track, to trace you, to be, it's kind of like back in the day, they would send in a worker, and he would hang around the other workers as a spy to find out who's trying to push union stuff, who's trying to do this, who's doing that, to see what's going on. This is the new age. This is the futuristic version of that with what the NSA's got. You can look up, stay down, go into it. This is what this is. This is them. I mean, it's a legitimate report. I'm not knocking it. I mean, they talk about the coastlines and all that. I mean, but they're looking at this like this is supposed to help us. This is not. This is to get the military ready for what's coming. And see, let me tell you something. One thing I learned a long time ago is that you got people who are living 20, 30 years in the future. These billionaires and all that. I call them the breakaway civilization. And I call them that because literally that's what they're doing. But I look at this stuff of them going into space, this privatizing space, that's what it is. They're getting ready to leave us behind. They may already have done some secret missions. We don't know. But that's the point of it is. That these people are going to leave us behind. Not all of them, but there's a move for that. We don't need these people anymore. They may already be there. I don't know. But that's coming, is what I'm saying. That day is coming. When I see those rockets where now they can land them instead of just crashing them in the ocean, I'm like, wow. But I don't look at it like that's amazing American, the intelligence we were able to create. No, it's not it. They're almost done with us. They're almost done with these third worlders. They're almost done with all these people. They've wrecked your economies. They've wrecked your resources. They've polluted your waters, and now they're going to leave you. And so when I get a chance to read Rockefeller reports and different military theories and stuff, I read them. Oh yeah. It's not for me, but it's interesting to see it because when Trump talks about climate change, he's not talking to us because Trump's not our president. He's an oligarch. They got elected. He's a president for rich old white men. That's what he is. It's almost a joke now. And these rednecks who somehow think they have a place in this system. Let that alone. I'm not talking about the white trash. I'm talking about the rich, the billionaires, okay? Trump doesn't care about climate. That's why he'll go talking about nuclear stuff and all that. Another thing is the fact that these articles, like this guy on here, they're functioning as though they really believe Exxon and these corporations didn't already know climate change was real. They knew what they were doing in the 80s and 90s, man. This shit ain't no... I mean, it's amazing how much is coming out now. What Exxon knew, the Flint, Michigan stuff, that company, what they knew about polluting their water. I mean, get this Pentagon report coming out talking about climate change and stuff. They know what they're doing. See, this is one of those things where it's going to get so bad that they've got to get ready. Sometimes a situation can be so bad or so serious, such an exigent situation, that you have to throw secrecy to the wind. Sometimes it's just too bad. And that's what something is coming. And the oppressor knows it. And they're far beyond. Now, I'm not saying they're going to fix it. I'm not going to say they're going to try to. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying they're getting ready. And this is what you do when you know something big is coming. Because like I tell you about Trump, Trump's not talking to us. Look at what he says. Look at how he says. He's not talking to the average person. He's talking to white trash. He's talking to rich white men. That's it, man. It's not forward thinking. Iron lists a myriad ongoing efforts are to undergo at the NDOD. While many of these efforts should be applauded, it's unclear if they're being coordinated or significant for the future. I find it interesting that people think that the right Republican Party is becoming more progressive or something, and with this thing on here, they had something called the Langevin Amendment, required a military. There's 4 items in the report. Listed 10 most vulnerable solutions, military service, overview of cost and mitigation necessary to ensure the continual operational viability and resiliency of installations, overview of mitigating steps and be necessary to ensure this and the cost of such actions, discussion of the efforts of the military related to climate change, including the increase in humanitarian assistance and disaster relief missions. This is just them trying to get ahead. Just trying to get ahead. They're trying to get ahead of what's going to happen. They're not. This is not. Oh, I see the light. No, this. You know what this? You know what this is? It's like I tell you about white men with climate change, and I tell you that a lot of these rednecks. It's not a science. You find some. It's not a science. Climate change isn't a science. You just hear them make jokes about cow farts and stupid shit like that. I don't even know how to respond. I don't respond. Like you really believe that? You really believe that? That because people are talking about farts, because they don't care. They see it as though they'll be dead before it gets bad. My brother came to me with that bullshit. That's why I ain't talked to him in a minute. It bothers me. That's ungodly shit right there. You know society's getting fucked up more and more and more, but it won't happen in your lifetime, so you don't care. That's very irresponsible. It's very irresponsible. Graham Elwood talked about the Syrian refugee crisis and stuff like that. I find that very intriguing. That the Syrians, a lot of them had a drought and were in the cities when the little war started, and so they had nowhere to run to. Yeah, which brings forth the discussion of with all these wars and people already on a tenuous footing, you're gonna have more refugees. And we're just talking about droughts. We're not even talking about, major storms or rising sea level. We're not even talking about that. Pentagon climate report. Nope. Anyway, I love you. Peace out.